Hey, how you guys doing? Just wanted to go over a couple of things on this here, maintenance-wise, concerning the handlebars and throttle cables. Master cylinder here, or for that matter, over here on the clutch side, you need to make sure that the wiring's up in the dimple on the bars. A lot of times people will go to adjust these and you can turn them and you'll end up moving the wiring and it'll actually cut the wiring. As far as throttle cables go, I like to have my throttle return really quickly like that. I had to move this and I haven't lubed these in a while, so let's shoot some lube in there. This stuff here is the absolutely best lube you can buy. It's Bike Aid Dry Slide. It's a liquid graphite and a thin carrier with a nice needle tip on it, so all you got to do slides right down inside the cable housing. Give it some squirts, and it'll run down there by itself. Go do the return cable too. Been using this dry slide for years and years and years. Probably since the 80s. Well, not probably, since the 80s at least. And you always want to put the cap back on this because it'll dry up inside the needle housing here. This stuff's expensive, but this bottle here I've had for probably 5 years and it's still about half full. So too, when you have this off there, you need to pull the lever back a little bit. See if you can actually see this. Yeah, I think you can. You need to pull the lever back here a little bit because you can bind up on the brake light switch, and you've got to tighten it up and you'll break it. Get a lot of bikes around that guys really don't service them, and you can barely move the throttle cables, and you go to turn it and they don't even return. See, that should return like that. And a lot of times when they go to do something like this, or they move the install grips or whatever they're doing, they'll actually have the end of the throttle tube too far, assembly's too far on this way, so with the grip on there it actually hits the end of the bar and you can't move it. I like to say that's it, but throttle cable adjustment, I know I can't move these because they need to be serviced. So usually what I do is loosen these up and screw them all the way out. One at a time. I'll screw one all the way in, the other one all the way out. And then put a little never seize on the adjuster here, just on the surface. And then on these boots right here, I'll usually spray a little silicone on there. Just to help you protect it. And slide up on there easier. And Harley's way of adjusting throttle cables, the way they describe it in the manual, is actually kind of backwards. They've got you adjusting the return side. And if you do it their way, you're going to have some really touchy throttle cables as far as return goes. Like I said, personal preference, I like my throttle to return all the way. And of course, open all the way. Throttle stop up on the side of the carb. Just turn the throttle all the way up. Then you can feel it, see whether it's opening all the way. And this one actually isn't, so I'm going to have to adjust it a little bit. Grab some wrenches here. Okay, just as an example there, I just misadjusted this return cable. You can see it doesn't return at all now. Screw it back down a little bit. You see it starts returning. goes back normal. So I've got the pull side all the way in. So I'm going to take this return cable side, all we got it loose. I'm going to dab some never sees on there. Just keeps the cable from sticking. Makes a damn mess on your hands and everywhere else, so be prepared to wipe that crap off. But it definitely helps in the long run, because like this intake is stuck, or this pull cable is stuck a little bit. So I'm going to have to free that thing up before I can move it. All right, let's see if we can get this pull cable freed up a little bit. A little pair of vice grips there to hold on to it. Actually going to have to hold on to the cable body here where it comes out. Let's see if it'll actually get freed up enough. Yeah, freed right up. Definitely needs some lube there down on the threaded portion there. Just have a little more never sees on there. And a lot of this is just personal preference. I like my throttle really tight. Not so tight that it sticks. And what you're going to want to do when you're adjusting them to make sure is turn the wheel back and forth and see if it binds up anywhere. It's got a slight bind all the way to the right, so we'll take a little bit more tension out of it. And that's pretty good, but let's make sure our damn throttle opens all the way. It's not a regular throttle, it's a damn throttle, so let's just make sure this thing opens. It gets to stop now, so I think we're good. Let's tighten this thing back down. Just a pet peeve, really. So many times you get on somebody else's bike and their throttle doesn't open all the way, or it sticks, and you can usually tell because when they're like in a parking lot situation, trying to move the bike around, their bike's revving up while they're moving the bike around. Usually they're too tight instead of too loose. And really, this is just basic maintenance stuff here that everybody should know. But like I said, you know, if you move this throttle over this way 1/8 of an inch, it's going to stick because the end of the bar is right there. Let me show you what I mean over here. If you look at the end of the bar right here, you can see how it's in about 1/8 of an inch, maybe, if that. If that's right, if it's right up against the end of the bar, when you put a grip on there, it's going to stick. And one other thing, if you got grips that have the replaceable ends on them, before you put those things on, it's got a little screw down in the end of it, the grips with the chrome caps on the end of it. I don't have any here right now. Before you put those on, do yourself a favor, pull that little screw out and put a little Loctite on there. A lot of times you put them new grips on there and they go for a while, and you see bikes that are missing the end caps, the little chrome end caps, because the screws fell out. Just a little tip there. And really, but that's about it for this one. You guys take care. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. Thanks for viewing, whatever. You guys have a great week.